Hi, my name is Tyler, and this is the first video in a series I'm going to be doing reviewing the Knees Over Toes program as I recover from ACL reconstruction surgery. Alright, so the reason I'm making this video is about 7 weeks ago I had ACL reconstruction surgery, and there's not a ton of information out there online about using the Knees Over Toes program and how it applies to recovering from this kind of surgery. So I wanted to go ahead and document my progress, my thoughts, my opinions, my takeaways, and in case any of you guys are going through a similar surgery or knee issue, that you'll be able to use my experience to see how this might help you. Some important background information on my specific injury so that you guys can make adjustments and understand where I'm coming from with this injury and my recovery. I tore my ACL in a snowboarding accident. I had a grade 2 ACL tear, which means that it wasn't completely torn, but after MRIs, doctors said that I had about 5% of my ACL left and recommended that I go ahead and have a full reconstruction. I had no meniscus damage, and I only had minor damage to my MCL, which they said would heal on its own and didn't require surgery or any other further attention. So I started the Knees Over Toes program right at 6 weeks after surgery with doctor's approval and physical therapist approval. I want to go ahead and make sure that if you guys are interested in using the Knees Over Toes program to recover from ACL surgery or any other similar knee injury, that you go ahead and get your physical therapist approval and your doctor's approval. I'm not a doctor. I don't have any real medical expertise or physical training expertise, so I don't want to go ahead and pretend like I'm giving advice in which I'm not qualified for. This review is simply my opinion and my experience, and I just wanted to put this information out there so that way you guys could use it, modify it, and learn from what my experience has been. With all that said, I do want to mention that I have a lifetime, a long career of playing sports and strength and conditioning. I played football all throughout middle school, high school, and finished my career as a Division II college football athlete, which I'm saying, just to let you guys know, I'm not a world-class athlete by any means, but I do have extensive experience in strength and conditioning programs and weightlifting and the technique involved in those motions. So hopefully, I mean, the program is set up to be 12 weeks in stage 0, 12 weeks in the standards program, and then 12 weeks or 12 weeks 0, then dense, then standards. I hopefully want to be moving along faster than that. So if you're a person who has, very minimal experience in weight training and working out, then I would, definitely recommend following the 12-week protocol for each of the steps in the program. My goals with the Knees Over Toes program are, first of all, to get my knee back as quickly as possible to fully functioning, no knee pain, full range of motion, and strength, equal strength in both legs. But secondly, my ultimate goal is to get to having a 40-inch standing vertical. When I was in college, I maxed my vertical out at 38.2, tested on a jump mat, and 40 inches has always been a dream of mine, and I think this would be a great opportunity to utilize this program and get to that goal of mine. I do know that I have a long road ahead of me, so if you guys are interested in following along and seeing how I go about reaching that goal, go ahead and hit subscribe and leave a comment if you have any other questions about the program or questions about the process that I'm doing. Again, I'm modifying some of the exercises and including a lot of the exercises that my physical therapist has recommended and prescribed to me. So not everything I post on here will be strictly out of the program that the Athletic Truth Group has offered, but if you guys are interested and want to follow along, go ahead and hit subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see how this journey goes. Alright, the last thing I want to talk about in this video is my first overall takeaway, my first overall impression with the Knees Over Toes program, with the Knees Over Toes videos that Ben's been posting on Instagram and YouTube. I'll go ahead and leave a link to his YouTube channel and his Instagram page in the description below. But I'd say that walking backwards has been one of the most significant things that I started doing early in my recovery that has made a big difference in the speed of my recovery and the strength of my knee, I think, overall. I started walking backwards probably 2 weeks after surgery. Started with just baby steps, pacing back and forth in my apartment, as you guys saw in the video earlier. And I think that has made a significant difference in the speed of my recovery, the strength of my knee overall. Starting with small steps and building up the length of the stride and building up range of motion through the knee and strengthen the patellar tendon, strengthen the quadricep muscle. So overall, I'd say 10 out of 10 would recommend as soon as you can, as soon as you are strong enough and feel safe enough to start walking backwards in recovery. If you really want to strengthen up that patellar tendon, my surgery was a patellar graft, so they took a part of my patellar tendon and added it to or used it to replace my ACL. So that's all I got for you guys this week. This has been week 1 of the Knees Over Toes program review for my ACL reconstruction surgery recovery. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to follow along, and I look forward to seeing how this journey goes. Thanks.